I'm DrYasapa from Zion Law School. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back with our presentation of the Gospels and the Zodiac, the secret truth about Jesus by the Reverend Bill Darrell-El. The free PDF is in the description area of this video, so go ahead and download it. We're going to start on page 72. Page 72. All right, so this is actually episode 2 or number 2 in the series. All right, number 2 in the Taurus series. So let's go. Let's begin page 72. I want to review a sentence from yesterday. This is at the top of the page in here. Okay, Taurus is the sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material universe. Material universe, that means the tangible things that you can touch. You can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can hear them. All right? Taurus is the sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material universe. Now, when you talk about relationship with the material universe, you're talking about who's the rightful heir, who is the owner, who's the rightful heir, and then what is your status? What is your status? Do you have the ability, the capacity to inherit, or you cannot inherit? I hope everybody sees this. This is getting into nationality, ownership of property, land and all types of property. Okay, y'all? The Romans brought the world, let me repeat that, the Catholic Church, who is Rome, brought the world into the capitis diminutio, minor, major, and maximum. Okay, so y'all go check that out. This is a civil status. This is a civil status where people lost the right to inherit. Okay? This is all part of their process of escheating property. Okay, y'all? But that's the point I want to make. Let me move forward. So those of you who are scholars in the law, take this and do something with it. As Aries symbolizes the sprouting seed struggling for life amidst the forces of decay, so Taurus represents the next stage of the process, establishing roots which will supply nourishment to the growing plant. All right? So what is this saying? In Aries, springtime, things begin to grow, right? That's what Aries represents. Growth, renewal, new beginning, okay? Whereas Taurus represents the establishing of roots which supply nourishment. So just like with the tree, the roots grow deep into the soil. It stabilizes itself, right? So it is through material things, through wealth and through power, that you stabilize yourself and your family, etc. What I'm trying to say is through physical things, not some relationship with the deity, but it is through physical things, money, gold and silver, that you establish yourself firmly, just like a tree establishes itself by planting or digging its growing roots and pushing deep into the ground to extract nourishment. So it is through power and wealth that you extract the nourishment to become stable and civil. But y'all lawful scholars, y'all do something with this topic, okay? All right, let's continue. So Taurus represents the next stage of the process, establishing roots which will supply nourishment to the growing plant, to the growing family, to the growing nation to the growing empire. After the primary impulse of the cardinal sign comes the crystallization of fixity. Now, what is this crystallization of fixity? We need to get into that, okay? Symbolically, the raw energies of Aries are collected, shaped, and given direction in Taurus. Y'all got that? The raw or the unrefined energies of Aries, that energy of new growth, the energy of youth, that massive energy that's wasted, some people say, on you, okay? This is what they're talking about. All right. So after the primary impulse of the cardinal signs, vernal equinox, cardinal sign, autumn equinox, cardinal sign, summer solstice, cardinal sign, winter solstice, cardinal sign. Okay, so let me see if I can do something with these comments. Give me a moment, y'all. I'm going to try to go through them. All right, if I don't get it right, all right. So Capitis Diminutio, Nullo, Medius, and Maximus, William Dose. Much appreciated, Islam and Shalawama. Much appreciated for that. Thank you so much. All right, now let's continue. The cardinal signs are very, very important and key to understanding the whole story of nature, okay? If you understand the cardinal signs, you can reason your way through every other detail, all right? So let's continue. After the primary impulse of the cardinal signs comes the crystallization of fixity, all right? Symbolically, the raw energies of Aries are collected, shaped, and given direction in Taurus. The momentum is slowed and practical issues have to be faced, all right? Practical issues, those issues that you are faced. Look at it in terms of when you were a child growing up, you had issues. You transitioned into the teenage years, you had issues, especially during those transitional periods, okay, between 12 and 16, 16 and 21, all right? Think of it in those terms. And then 21 off into adulthood, and then, you know, the 30s, you become a totally different person in terms of your confidence and how you understand the world. So this is what the author is talking about. The momentum, that is the momentum of growth, of wasted energy on you, the momentum of doing stupid stuff, the momentum is slowed, and practical issues like where am I going to get an income sufficient to take care of my needs and my heirs' needs? Where am I going to get enough income to take care of all of those around me who I care for? Material, tangible things, not a relationship. These are the practical issues. Food, shelter, clothing, and of course, never to forget the pursuit of property, of liberty. All right, you can throw in happiness if you want to. Okay, but the real world is that you need stuff to survive. You need things to be happy, especially women. Young men, you will not keep a woman if you're not providing well for her. All right, and she deserves that. Anyway, let's continue. Hence the importance of the ability to inherit. Okay, everything falls apart when you have nothing. But you have the joy of the Spirit. Right? You have the joy of the Spirit. I'm joking about that. All right, so let's continue. The momentum is slowed and practical issues have to be faced. This is a natural process of development. It's a natural process of development for any activity which includes nation building and empire restoration. Let me repeat that. It is a natural process of the development of any activity which would include nation building and empire restoration. Y'all got that? The force of the initial impulse is also tremendous, but it lacks effectiveness until it has encountered real world experience. Now, y'all might relate this to what the prophet noble Darrell-El said. Okay? He said you're going to have to go through a whole bunch of problems. I wish I could remember his exact quote. But the essence of it is you're going to have to go through a whole bunch of challenges. It's not going to be easy to get your estate back. Okay? And when you, and in the process of you working to get it back through coming out of the Negro, Black, and colored mindset and paradigm brand and stepping into who you are, a more and the rightful heir, higher self behavior, you will be challenged, especially by other Moors. And these might be Moors who are in bondage, 14th Amendment Moors, right? Or just outright traitors. Okay, but in any event, you will be challenged. Now, in the Bible, if y'all ever want to come to the 506 Occurrences course, I'll show you where bills of attainders are in the Bible. And you'll be hit with bills of attainder. Not only that, but you'll be hit with legal processes to harass you, to discourage you. It's actually in Deuteronomy. Okay, when you look at the Ibaryath meaning of the words, it's right there. You will be escheated and you will be harassed through the legal system. Right there, okay, y'all? So what I'm trying to get you all to do is to look at things from not only the point of view of the astrotheology of it, but actual to correlate this or relate this to the book of the law. All right? To relate nature and astrology to the book of the law so you can see it in your own experience. So we have to begin to integrate what we know about law and science and nature, not only into our minds, but to be able to see these things in these documents so that we can begin to understand them and use them more effectively, and not be shocked when, as the author says here, when that tremendous, what does he say? The force of an initial impulse is also tremendous. All right, so we're a little bit more than 100 years into finding out who we are, that our nationality was given back to us, and it's been through what? A lot of trouble and pain. But now we're here because now we know how to use the treaty. Now we know exactly what to do in terms of how to put the documents together, right? And how to challenge these people in their venue, if y'all understand what I'm saying. Okay, we know how to do that now. And I'm showing you, if I have a role at all, I'm showing you how these lawful concepts and principles are in the book of the law, are in the Constitution for the United States of North America, etc., 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 the integration of it all, okay? But let me move on. I don't want to spend too much time on that. The force of the initial impulse is often tremendous, but it lacks effectiveness until you've been challenged. So you don't know your power until you have to get into a scrap. Once you get into a scrap, then you know if you can fight or not, okay? Then you know you can fight, okay? And if you get touched a little bit, if you get touched, Now you see where you need to improve your defense. Okay, and you also can see what you need to do offensively. But it's not until you have been challenged. And the challenge will continue to happen because most people don't want to see. Take it back to when Christ said, scratch that. Take it back to this. What happened to JC the Christ, the light of the world? What happened to him? The same thing will happen to you in your higher self. All right? If you're hanging around lower self people. There's a whole, I can do hours and hours and hours on that discussion. Okay? But go back and read the gospel if you have time. But don't read it from a religious point of view. Okay? Don't read it from a religious point of view. Just look at what JC the Christ figure did in the situations that he was in. And have a look at what he did and what the people did to him. As Aries symbolizes this, hold on, next paragraph. In astrology, Taurus represents the real world. There you go. Taurus represents the real world. What is your political status? What is your government? What protections do you have? Okay, y'all, what's your status? Can you defend yourself? Can you defend yourself in a lawful or legal fight? Can you defend your heirs? Can you use the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and United States of North America, 1836? Can you use it? Can you use the associated documents to defend yourself and others? Or if not to defend yourself, but to enjoy your wealth as an heir? That's the practical world. All right. In astrology, Taurus represents the real world. In addition to being a fixed sign, it is also an earth sign concerned with life's tangible paraphernalia. I don't know why they use that word, tangible paraphernalia, such as houses and chattels. Now, chattels, scholars, you must keep in mind that when you hear chattels, don't think just cows and sheeps. Okay, so the Genesis chapter 2 created creature was commissioned to have dominion, rulership, superiority over the Genesis chapter 2 more. That's right, the hybrid was commissioned by the Elohim of Genesis chapter 1 to have in subjection, to subdue, to have superiority over the Genesis chapter 2 more. Okay, and they are looking at you and I as chattel. Okay, and trying to escheat you and build up, attainder you out and force you back into the status of chattel. Okay, so keep this in mind. Okay, with life's paraphernalia. Now, is a house paraphernalia? No. Is chattel paraphernalia? No. This is what life is about. Wealth. Life is about wealth. Living well. Spiritual wealth. The art of living. The art of living well. Okay. I don't know too many people who live well, broke or poor, or living in a house that they don't like. Or not being able to travel different places, different cities, different countries, different parts of the world, and you got to rent a place. Wouldn't it be nice to own your own place in all of these parts of the world that you want to go, right? Okay, not paraphernalia. This is legitimate, lawful stuff. This is property that belongs to the heirs, not paraphernalia. Houses, chattel, and also its sensual pleasure. Y'all got that? Also its sensual pleasure. So this is what Taurus represents. Taurus represents the good life. if you're in your proper status. Okay? It is the sign of the builder, and it is surely not without significance that some of the human race's greatest structures, including Stonehenge and the pyramids of Egypt, were erected during the astrological age of Taurus, which was sometime around 4000 to 2000 BCE. Now, y'all should already know what to do with human. This is Han-Human, the monster, right? Half man, half animal. I gotta check the time, y'all. Half man, half monkey. All right. Han-Human, half man, half monkey, and their offspring. These are human. Han-Human, okay, which is different from man and woman. Man and woman, Genesis chapter 2. Han-Human, Genesis chapter 1, the hybrid created creature by the Elohim. These Moors, all right, these dark priesthood scientists and engineers who put the creature together, all right, through lab research, etc., etc., etc. All right, so these dates, take these dates with a grain of salt. Okay, take the dates with a grain of salt. Me personally, I ignore these dates now. But anyway, let's continue. Taurus is the bull. Archetypal. Taurus is the bull. Archetypal symbol of the earth and sacrificial victim of the devotees of Mithra. Now, y'all know Mithra, right? Mithra becomes the Christ figure. So Taurus becomes the sacrificial victim of Mithra. The Moor becomes the sacrificial victim of Christianity and JC the Christ figure, who is Mithra, who is Osiris. Do y'all see that? And of the nature worshippers with whom the Hebrew prophets strove tirelessly, albeit vainly, for control of the popular mind. Now, do y'all see that now? Hebrew prophets, nature worshippers. What is he talking about, nature worshippers? Now, I've yet to run into anybody who actually worship a star or worships the moon. Maybe y'all have. I've never run into anybody who worships a river or an animal. So we need to take this with a grain of salt also. Does the author mean those people who have great respect for nature and who observe it and study it? Because we know that much of what the prophets are said to have said are Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8, injections. I've demonstrated it many a times. Many of times. So is this religion contending with nature that the author is referring to? I think yes. I think yes. I think yes. Let's continue. Because we Moors, we're supposed to be connected to nature and following natural law. Y'all get the point? So the religious Hebrew prophets, they had a problem with people like us who are connected to nature and follow natural law. They had a problem because they want to put you into their religious abstract system. All right? And disinherit you. Let's continue. It's hieroglyph. Let me show y'all the hieroglyph. Here's the hieroglyph. I hope y'all can see it. So Taurus hieroglyph. Okay, so Taurus hieroglyph is the bull's head and horns. The Jews called Taurus Bayat. You know what that sounds like? B-A-Y-T. A word meaning house. And the building of Solomon's temple, in parentheses, quote, the house of the Lord, end quote, was begun when the sun son was in Taurus. This is in 1 Kings chapter 6, verse 1. Among the Jewish tribes, that's religion now. Note, that's religion, that's not bloodline, that's Jewish. That's not nationality, that's bloodline, Jewish tribes. Anybody can become a Jew from no matter what nation you come from, okay? The Jewish tribes. All right. Among the Jewish tribes, it was assigned, or Taurus was assigned, variously to Manasseh and Ephraim, the son of Joseph, or to Simeon and Levi. All right, y'all? All right. Astrological writers have not been terribly kind to Taurus, despite associations with philosophy, often depicting its gross and materialistic, and those in whom the characters are most evident is slow-witted, rather dull, and fit for work and practical nature. Taurus, says Carter, tends to agricultural pursuits. Now, they also said that Taurus is a builder. The Great Pyramids were built during the zodiacal sign of Taurus. So how is it then that the author is making these claims? Taurus, says Carter, tends to agricultural pursuits. Well, building a pyramid is not an agricultural pursuit, and it's supposed to be amongst the greatest engineering feats on the planet. So why is the author saying that it's about agriculture? Think, y'all, pay attention to what these people write. Although he is quick to point out that this assessment is based on traditional accounts of the sign. The tradition was probably very old, even when Manilius wrote the following. We're going to have to stop here, y'all. I got to pull up someplace else. Islam to all the Moors. If you want to support my project to rewrite the book of the law back into Ibaryath, and then from Ibaryath into English, so that you can see everything that's in the book of the law, the lawful concepts, the natural law concepts, all of this stuff. If you want to see that, the Ibaryath word, it's Ibaryath etymological meaning at the bottom, and then below that, the honest and legitimate English translation or rendering of each word, and then the rendering of the whole sentence or the whole verse. If you want that, so that you can get out of the remix, out of the religion and the mythology that's in our oppressors' book of the law. If you're tired of being made of, you know what I'm saying, out of, but having to use your open enemies' books, the humiliation of that, I hope some of y'all feel humiliated by that. We don't have our own books yet, even though we have scholars who have the ability to prepare or write these documents. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort, not only to just write it, but to distribute it, to market it. You know, it's not something that you can do on your own. It's a long-term big project, y'all. So if y'all want to support it, thank you very much. If y'all want to support it, my links are in the description area of the video. You can send in your support for the project. All right, y'all. Islam to all the Moors. I'll see y'all on the next one.